this is a very touchy issue. It's a very emotional issue. But I have to say, definitely, I am in favor of one school district. 3 school districts helps one group of people, 3 sets of administrators. Having one school district does not mean you have to close schools, does not mean you have to lay off children or teachers. But you know what? 3 administrations in a city this size, where the amount of students has become smaller and smaller, I think is a complete waste of taxpayers' dollars. You know, we voted 10 years ago, I think it was it 2000, I think was the last, I voted against it. Because my school district was ranked one of the top in Macomb County. And people convinced us that we should have our 3 school districts. Well, we gave them their wishes. Then they turned around and created school of choice without letting us vote on that issue. So I would say definitely one school district.
You know, my grade school is closed, my high school is closed, and you know, I do feel kind of bad about it. But in the times that we go through and the way people move, them decisions need to be made. The thing is with us, that we sit here and we're kind of unique with 3 school districts, because there's not too many cities that have this, especially for the area that we cover. I wish Lansing would take a look at this, because this could be a fix that Lansing could sit there, because when you look at it, we've got 300 school districts in Michigan. Now, do we necessarily need 300 school districts? Absolutely not. You know, when it comes down to the federal guidelines and the state guidelines, they're basically telling us what to do in our schools, but we do have a little bit of the residents kind of get their input into it too. But Lansing, that is sitting there billions of dollars short in money, is not even looking at merging school districts. And I think we know why. But that's the bigger, you know, the elephant in the corner. That's the bigger problem here. I mean, this is a state issue. I mean, our money goes to Lansing and they give it back to our kids. That's where we should be putting the pressure on, is looking at Lansing and saying, merge these school districts. We'll still have our voice, but we should be telling them, merge them. Billions of dollars are short, but they're not even going to look at this issue of bringing these school districts together, which could be saving millions upon millions, hundreds of millions of dollars.
Mostly has been said. Inherently, I do believe that it is fiscally responsible to consolidate them. And as Mr. Rubino, I think, makes a very good point. I think when we talk about school consolidation, everyone jumps to the gun and says, oh gosh, Ardmore's going to close, Greenwood's going to close, Elmwood's going to close. And I don't think that has to happen. I think you can have a consolidation of staff and upper management and see real savings there. And I think the districts would then obviously work together, because you only have one. And I'm not sure we talked about school of choice. I think that inherently is the problem. I mean, I am absolutely opposed to the school of choice. That has been, in my opinion, a disaster, and all it's provided is to maintain administration. They go out and solicit these kids so they can maintain their own administration, their own self-preservation, so they continue to suck the citizens dry with that. That school of choice is robbing this community, and they don't even pay for the money on top of their head, does not even pay the bond payment. It is less than what residents in this community pay. It's a rip-off, and we ought to stop that. And it's your responsibility to take these people, because this makes me mad, make the board and throw them out who are for this school of choice and get it out of this community. That's not the question, but...
On that note, we're going to start with the 2-minute conclusion, and that would be candidate,
Yeah, I guess first.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming. It is very refreshing to see as many people here, that people are taking interest. I would just like to say, for me, it's just about doing the right thing and being above board. Honestly, I don't think city politics should be that difficult. I don't think the decisions that are made should be that difficult. There shouldn't be so much infighting. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And if we have an ethics clause, if we have transparency in our government, guess what? It all becomes a lot easier because everything's above board. We know what's going on. We're able to see what's happening. We won't have what I feel is council candidates making decisions for reasons other than what benefits the residents. And really, that's it. You know, we can argue that in 2012, if we should have TIFA, and I'm sure there'll be good arguments for and there'll be good arguments against, but it's really about doing the right thing. And that's why I'm in this, is because I feel that currently the majority of our council and our local government is not really doing the right thing. And that's it.
Thank you, Straw, for putting this on. Thank you for the residents coming out. I just want to touch back on, we kept talking about ethics and we're talking about bidding. And it wasn't that long ago that we sat there in a council meeting and we put to a vote that we bid out every contract over $10,000. Again, we come with a wand. If one person could kind of do it, it'd be nice. But it does take like 4 votes, and you can only bring it up to the public. And a lot of times when the public hears about what is there, sometimes they can influence some of the other members up there to agree with your point. And I believe with that 10,000, if it did go through, we wouldn't have to worry about too much money of who got what from a campaign contribution, because it's automatically bid out. And that's when I thought back then, that could be one way of trying to take care of it. But it has been an honor being up there 4.5 years, and I like doing this job, and I hope that you like me doing this job and I can get your vote. And you do have some good candidates here, and I wish them all the luck. God bless you. It's a journey, it's fun, and if you do make it there, you'll have a fun 4 years, unless it snows.